There is a moment in life that almost every highly intelligent person experiences, but very few ever talk about. It doesn't happen in a classroom. It doesn't happen after a big achievement. It happens quietly, when you are sitting alone in your room, or walking home after a long day, and suddenly you realize something that changes the way you see your entire life. The very thing people admire about you is also the very thing that has slowly separated you from them. You think differently. You observe more deeply. You understand things faster than you can emotionally process them. First, it feels like a gift. It feels like the world gave you a sharper lens. But over time, something begins to shift. The sharper your mind becomes, the lonelier life starts to feel. Not because you want to be alone, but because your mind is always 2 steps ahead, seeing patterns, predicting outcomes, questioning meanings that most people never stop to consider. It's like standing in a room full of people, but somehow always feeling just 1 step outside of it. If people have ever called you gifted, insightful, or wise for your age, then you probably know exactly what this feels like. And maybe you've never said it out loud because society praises intelligence so loudly, it almost feels wrong to admit this truth. High intelligence comes with a hidden cost, quiet cost, a lonely one. It shows up as pressure to always understand everything, to always make the right decisions, to always be strong, and that silent frustration when you explain something clearly, but people look at you like you are speaking another language, or the strange mix of empathy and distance, where you understand others deeply, but struggle to express yourself with the same ease. You start to wonder, if intelligence is meant to help, why does it sometimes feel like it complicates everything? The truth is, highly intelligent people don't just think more. They feel more. They notice every change in tone, every slight pause, every hidden emotion. Their mind is always collecting information, like a net catching leaves in a river. And once you see certain things, you cannot unsee them. Once your awareness expands, you can never go back to innocence. Your intelligence doesn't just sharpen your mind, it sharpens your awareness, even in moments where softness would have been easier. Then comes another burden, being misunderstood. You share a thought and people say, "You're overthinking." You explain a feeling and they say, "It's not that deep." So slowly, you start shrinking yourself, not because you want to, but because translating your thoughts for the world becomes exhausting. And that's when something called cognitive isolation begins to take place. Not social isolation, not emotional isolation, but the feeling that your mind is living on a different level. Thinking in spirals instead of straight lines, feeling deeply even when you stay silent, always slightly out of sync with the world around you. And the truth is, most highly intelligent people don't struggle with understanding. They struggle with belonging. There's also the pressure of potential. When people call you capable, gifted, talented, those words don't just inspire you. They become expectations. And when you fall short, even just a little, you feel that gap more intensely than anyone else ever could. Not because you fear failure, but because you fear not becoming who you know you could be. That internal standard, that quiet perfection, it doesn't allow you to rest. And here is one of the most painful parts. You feel emotions very deeply, but you don't know how to express them easily. You intellectualize pain. You analyze your sadness. You understand your loneliness, but you don't always know how to soothe it. You've been the strong one, the problem solver. So even when you need help, a voice inside says, "You should be able to handle this on your own." But intelligence does not remove human needs. It does not erase loneliness. It does not cancel confusion. It does not protect you from heartbreak. It only gives you more words to describe them. And there is one longing that rarely gets spoken. The longing for someone who understands you, without making you shrink. Someone who can follow your thoughts. Someone who isn't intimidated by your depth. Someone who feels like a home for your mind, not just your body. And because that kind of connection is rare, you start wondering if it even exists. But it does. And something even deeper is happening behind all of this. Your intelligence is not isolating you. It is filtering the world. It is guiding you away from shallow connection and toward meaningful connection. It is protecting your depth for the people who can truly handle it. Another hidden cost is over-awareness. You see too many possibilities, too many outcomes, too many future paths. That's why sometimes you feel stuck. Not because you don't know what to do, but because you understand too much. Every choice branches into 10 more, and the weight of all those potential futures makes the present feel overwhelming. But this is not weakness. This is the sign of a mind that sees far beyond the surface. Here is the truth most people miss. Intelligence is not meant to isolate you. It is meant to illuminate you, to help you understand yourself, to help you navigate life more deeply, to help you create meaning in a chaotic world. The real journey is not becoming less intelligent. The real journey is becoming more gentle with yourself, allowing your intelligence to be a light, not a weapon against your own heart. You don't always have to be ahead. You don't always have to carry everything alone. You don't always have to understand everything immediately. You are allowed to pause, to feel confused, to be human, because the mind you have is not a burden. It is a lantern. It shows you a deeper world. And yes, sometimes that light feels heavy, but it also allows you to see beauty, meaning, and connection that few people will ever experience. So if you've ever felt like your mind separated you, understand this. One day, it will bring you to the people who finally feel like home. And that is not a cost. That is the gift.